Ericus Plukas, an ardent nature enthusiast, had made the firm decision to relocate to the serene Lithuanian countryside. His cabin nestled in the woods seldom received human visitors, yet thus far, he hadn't encountered any untamed creatures either. Thus, he was taken aback when he stumbled upon an unexpected sight awaiting him by the gate of his property, a baby moose nestled against a small tree. Approaching with caution, Ericus was mindful that the presence of a baby moose hinted at the proximity of its mother. He understood not to underestimate their power. The formidable horns of adult males could inflict fatal injuries, and they were inclined to charge at any perceived threat. Especially during calving season, heightened vigilance was crucial, and Ericus was prepared to take necessary precautions. Upon closer examination, it became apparent that the young moose was injured. Blood trickled from several wounds, likely caused by various hazards of the forest. Branches seemed to have pierced its delicate skin, and its fur was plagued by swarms of flies. Despite being no more than a couple of weeks old, the calf was heavily reliant on its mother, who was conspicuously absent. Regrettably, the notion that she might have fallen victim to hunters in the area wasn't difficult to entertain. Ericus understood that without the protection of its mother, the defenseless baby moose would likely fall victim to wolves or foxes, highlighting nature's often harsh realities. Despite this, he couldn't bear to stand idly by. Though uncertain of how to assist the animal, he was resolute in his determination to try. Acting on instinct, Ericus gently carried the frail moose into his living room, where he fashioned a soft, cozy spot by the fireplace. He was committed to doing everything in his power to save this unexpected guest, believing that fate had brought them together for a reason. Although not an expert in wildlife, Ericus quickly realized that the young female calf was not only physically injured but also deeply traumatized. The exhaustion and hunger she exhibited were clear signs of the ordeal she had endured. Yet he was faced with the daunting task of figuring out how to nourish and heal her. Seeking advice and guidance, Ericus reached out to his friends that evening. However, instead of the support he had hoped for, he was met with judgment, resistance, and disbelief. Each person he spoke to urged him to return the moose to the wild, suggesting that if she survived, it would be a cause for celebration, but if she perished, it might be for the best. The consensus seemed to be that an injured, orphaned moose would have a bleak future in the wilderness. Abandoned by his friends, the Lithuanian man persisted in his mission to save the ailing animal. He contacted animal services, pressing for guidance on how to aid the sickly calf. Aware that every passing moment exacerbated the calf's condition, he recognized the urgency of the situation. However, animal services, overwhelmed by the volume of animals in need that day, couldn't offer immediate assistance. With time ticking away, Ericus resolved to trust his instincts and care for the injured creature himself. He was informed that if the moose survived until the next day, help would be dispatched. The ensuing 12 hours became a harrowing struggle between life and death. Uncertain of what to feed the calf, Ericus improvised with milk and leaves, coaxing the famished animal to eat. Her eager response instilled a glimmer of hope that she might endure the night. Erecting a makeshift shelter, he positioned his patient at the heart of the living room before retiring upstairs for a brief respite. He hoped that by morning, he could relinquish the calf into the capable hands of animal services. When help arrived the next day, Ericus initially felt a wave of relief, only to be stunned by the unexpected news. The animal caretaker informed him that their center couldn't care for the moose and suggested handing her over to local hunters for a swift end. Horrified, Ericus adamantly refused, vowing to protect the helpless calf himself. She had become his personal responsibility. Mindful of conservation laws prohibiting the keeping of wild animals as pets, Ericus understood the legal constraints but was determined to find a solution that didn't condemn the moose to death. Despite only knowing her for a night, the calf had already captured a place in his heart. Ericus was prepared to go to great lengths, even resorting to extreme measures to gain custody of her. The ensuing struggle was arduous. Animal services viewed the moose as a potential danger and reiterated the illegality of keeping wild animals. However, Erica stood firm, refusing to yield. Eventually, after much persistence, the authorities relented and granted him permission to care for the moose. Though his unwavering resolve may not have won him any friends that day, it bought the calf precious time in this world. When adopting a child, whether human or animal, the natural course is to give them a name. Erica's, considering the baby moose a daughter, chose the name Emma. Initially, the full weight of responsibility would only fully dawn on him later. For now, he focused on the joys of their relationship. Unfamiliar paternal instincts emerged within Erica's, while Emma quickly placed her trust in her new caregiver and father. Their shared time together hastened the formation of an almost unbreakable bond. Erica's made sacrifices for Emma that seemed almost inconceivable. To nurture her trust, he sacrificed many nights, foregoing the comfort of his bed to ensure her safety and emotional well-being. Yet, he was painfully aware that Emma belonged in the wild, and the day would come when she would need to be reintegrated into her natural habitat, perhaps sooner than he anticipated. The ensuing months marked a gradual process of Emma acclimating to the forest. Initially, she relied on Erica's presence to explore nature, but with time, she recognized the forest as her true home. She even began foraging authentic forest meals. When Emma finally mustered the courage to venture into the woods alone, it was a moment of mixed emotions for Erica's. Pride in her growth tinged with sadness at her departure. Her outings in her newfound habitat grew longer each day, yet she always returned home by sunset, like a dutiful child. One evening, Emma failed to return home, causing Erica several sleepless nights of worry. Realizing it was time to let her go and trust that he had done his best, Erica's resigned himself to the idea that he might never see her again. He wished her a long, happy life in her natural habitat, preparing to say goodbye. However, to his astonishment, one day Erica spotted a familiar figure at his gate. Emma had returned to visit. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in their relationship. They spent many hours together, swimming in the pond and playing during the day, while Emma returned to the forest by night. Once again, she became his companion. Eric has managed to persuade local hunters never to harm Emma. The most remarkable surprise came when Eric has noticed Emma looking plumper than usual. One morning, as he watched her approach the house, he realized she had become a fully grown moose. His suspicions were confirmed when she turned to her side. Emma was pregnant. Emma had seamlessly integrated into nature and was now on the brink of motherhood herself. Despite her wild existence, she maintained a unique bond with the man who had saved her life many years before. Their extraordinary friendship endured, a testament to the enduring connection between humans and the animals they care for.